Today, I will help you reach the ultimate goal of every Skyblock player: to stop playing Skyblock. I will list every method of making AFK money, starting from the most common and going to the more obscure methods. Starting off, we have bank interest. Put money in the bank, get slightly more every 31 hours. Safe to say, this is the worst of all the methods. Secondly, we have minions. Here is a list of the best minions and what items to add to them. At 4th place is the tier 11 clay minion, costing around 550k. At 3rd place is the tier 11 snow minion, costing around 1.1 mil. At 2nd place is the tier 11 lapis minion, which crafts for around 2.5 mil. Before I reveal the number 1 minion, the fuel and upgrades you want to use are as follows. For fuel, whichever tier lava bucket you can afford. For minion upgrades, flycatcher is the best for increasing speed, with diamond spreading being a cheap alternative. Also, add super compactors if you're not planning on collecting the minions regularly, or a regular compactor if you cannot afford the super. Mithril infusion can also be a good investment, but I wouldn't recommend it, as it would take around a year just to get the cost of the upgrade back, depending on the minions and the upgrades. The infusion would also be stuck on the minion and cannot be removed, so if the minion becomes useless in the future, then the infusion upgrade was a waste. Finally, the first and most profitable minion is not one, but a set of 30 tier 1 Inferno minions. These are surprisingly the cheapest to craft at only 125,000, but they likely cost a bit more if you're looking to buy them, as it requires Blaze Slayer 3 to unlock the crafting recipe. You need a lot of these, as this minion has a special buff which increases its speed by 6% for every other Inferno minion placed. The fuel for this minion is also unique, and I would recommend using the crude gabagool variant of the lowest tier Inferno fuel. For upgrades, use Fly Swatter and Corrupt Soil. A super compactor is not necessary, as we are using water to kill these minions, effectively doubling the minion speed and also collecting the loot in chests connected to hoppers. A full setup like this costs around 7 million per day in fuel alone, but the profits are also large, with this setup making over 10 million per day at current market prices. I would definitely recommend using Inferno minions before a lot of people discover them and they become less profitable. That's it for minions. The next AFK method is the forge. The forge is extremely good, as the items you can craft from the forge are worth a lot more than the materials you need to craft them. You simply buy the materials from the bazaar, wait for the forge to make the items, and then sell them on the auction house. To unlock the forge, you first need to get Heart of the Mountain 2. I would also highly recommend leveling up the forge by getting more slots at Heart of the Mountain tier 3 and tier 4, as well as upgrading Peak of the Mountain to tier 2. Leveling up the Quick Forge perk also decreases the time you have to wait for the forge to craft items by up to 30%, and so you can make money a lot faster using this perk. The next method is booster cookies. You can buy cookies using coins, you get bits, you then spend the bits to get the coins back. That's the basic principle. Now, the way you make money is through something called fame ranking. These basically multiply the bits that you get from the cookie, and therefore you can make more money selling bit items than you spend on buying the cookie. There is one slight problem though. In order to get enough fame rankings to be profitable, you need to buy a lot of booster cookies. And I mean a lot, around 400 million worth. So if you have the money, that's great. If you don't, this method is probably not the one for you, but you should still keep it in mind for when you get rich. In terms of what items to buy with the bits, cat flowers are the most profitable at the moment. Now, cat flowers segues us nicely into the next method, which is cat. Now, cat is an NPC which upgrades pets for a fee depending on which pet you bring her. After waiting a few days, you can then collect the upgraded pet. Now, what you can do is you buy pets from the auction house, upgrade them, and then resell them for more than the cost of the upgrade. One example I can currently give is the squid pet. An epic squid costs around 2 million currently, while the legendary goes for over 11 million. The upgrade cost is 3 million plus 64 enchanted ink sacs, which is effectively 6.2 million total, and therefore you can make 2.8 million profit if you wait 5 days for the pet to upgrade. However, the cat flower item that we mentioned can decrease the time to upgrade a pet by 1 day, and it only costs 200k. So if we use 5 cat flowers immediately, then you also have the option of instantly making 1.8 million profit flipping the squid pet if you didn't want to wait the extra 5 days. The next method is actually relatively well known, but there are a lot of ways of optimizing it, and this is AFK Killing Mobs. Basically, you stand still in an area, mobs attack you and then die. You get the loot from killing the mobs. The best mobs to AFK are either goblins, which are the more popular, or ice walkers, which are the more luck based. For this method you do require quite a bit of starting gear. Firstly, you need an armor set such as unstable or ideally frozen blaze to be able to actually kill the mobs, and the rest of the gear will be used to maximize the loot that you get. The pets that you want are the hound pet, as this gives you plus 5 coins per kill, as well as increasing the chance for the mobs to drop their armor. Another pet you want is the Grandma Wolf pet. This is because if you kill 10 mobs in quick succession, you can get up to plus 10 coins per kill, as well as some magic find, and this perk is active even when the pet is not, so it can sometimes give you a large boost in coins. On top of this, you want the Daedalus axe, which gives you plus 35 coins per kill, or the cheaper variant is the Raider axe, which gives you plus 20 per kill. Make sure that you have looting, luck and scavenger enchantments at least on these axes to further boost your profits from these weapons. Other ways to slightly boost your profits include buying a ton of Blood God crests, especially since the prices are at an all-time low, and then AFKing with them in your inventory to stack up the counters and then eventually resell them for profit. Increasing magic find through booster cookies, god potions, enrichments, crab hats and the lucky clover pet item can also yield profit through the rare drops from goblins and ice walkers, but this is a more luck based method and depends on what drops you get. Another tip is to use the Gauntlet of Contagion paired with an implosion belt to boost your damage if you're struggling to kill the mobs. The final method we have, I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's Bazaar Orders. You want to go to the bazaar and look for the low contested and higher margin items. Usually a more expensive item will fit this criteria as less people can afford to buy them due to the higher price. An example being perfect gemstones. Instead of wasting money in the bank and getting like 24 coins every day, you invest it all in these types of items, wait for buy orders to fill up, create sell orders, wait for sell orders to fill up, and repeat the process. There is still a lot of profit to be made from flipping bazaar items. That's it for these AFK money making methods. Let me know which ones you think are best and which ones you'll be trying out. That's it for now. I'll see you all in the next.